the lust of the eyes. Matthew 4, 8 to 9. Read now.
Again, the devil took him up on the
Again, the devil took him up on
exceedingly high
an
mountain,
exceedingly high mountain,
and showed him all the kingdoms of the
showed
world.
him, see, it's written, showed him all the
Kingdoms of the world
kingdoms of the world
and their glory.
and their glory.
And he said to him,
And he said to him,
all these things
see, the devil showed everything to Jesus. He brought him to the highest mountain, exceedingly highest mountain, and showed all the kingdoms and the glory, and said to Jesus, all these things
I will give to you
I will give to you
if you will fall down
if you will fall down
and worship me.
and worship me. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You see, before the devil could ask Jesus to bow before itself, he first showed everything. He showed everything. Now the devil could easily just say that, I will give you everything from the place where he tempted in the beginning stage itself. I will give you everything if you fall down. But why did the devil brought Jesus to the highest mountain, to show everything? That is what we call as the lust of the eyes. Do you understand what I mean? When Jesus saw everything, the deceivedness began to enter his mind. Because Jesus knows the path that he has to take. He knows that he has to go through the suffering. He knows that he has to be crucified, to be killed by man. Therefore the devil is showing all these glories. He's saying that, of course, you are here to take back this kingdom from me. Why do you want to go through the suffering? Why not I give you a shortcut? It just has to bow before me. I will give it out all unto you. The devil shows a, are you all with me? Shortcut. Shows a shortcut. Ini pintu belakang. Now you will understand already. Hallelujah. It's a shortcut. Now, being in the place of Jesus, we know he is a prophet. He knows he's an all-knowing God. He knows the kind of suffering that is waiting. Of course, we have seen in the Bible many times he did spoke to the disciples saying that I have to be crucified. They will drag me to Jerusalem. They will put me in the judgment seat. They will question me, and then they will hang me on the cross. All this he has keep on telling many times to the people. Isn't it? Means from the beginning itself, Jesus already knows the kind of suffering that is waiting for him. Hallelujah. Now the devil is telling Jesus, why you need to go for 40 days fasting all? Why did you need to go through all this suffering all? It's very easy. I'm offering a shortcut. Just bow before me and worship me. Hallelujah. And before he could say that, he showed all the kingdoms. He showed the glory of this world, all the kingdoms. He said, all these are given unto me. I will give it to you if you would bow and worship me. Hallelujah. Today, most of the things that you desire comes through your seeing. You saw something, it is beautiful, it is very nice, and immediately say, I too want that. If you see if you saw some of your friends are using latest model of iPhone, you won't even have a need for it. Of course, we need a phone to call. But, as though you want to use all the features in the phone, you said, I too want that iPhone. Why? It comes through seeing. This is the lust of eyes. You see, suppose Jesus bow before the devil, it will be a great victory and celebration for the kingdom of darkness. But Jesus did not do that. Hallelujah. He did not do that. He is victorious in the cross. Hallelujah. Now today, just as how Jesus was tempted with the things that he see, that's how we too are being tempted. Most of the time, we hear preachers saying that we are called to be in the likeness of Christ. If we are called to be in the likeness of Christ, and remember, the path that you're going through, the journey that you're going through is also same as his. Hallelujah. And you must know, how did Jesus handle this? How did Jesus overcome this? And that's the answer for all the problems that we are going through today. Hallelujah. There's a lot of Christians who are asking what to be done, what to be done. Very simple. Put it in this way. If Jesus is in your place, in your capacity, in your authority, what would he do? And you got the answer. That is what we call as wisdom. What we call as wisdom. If Jesus is in my place, how would he handle this? How would he solve this? We don't talk about the supernatural powers. Okay? We talk about this. There are many times in the Bible where Jesus did not perform signs and wonders, but he did help them physically. Hallelujah. So you must understand, how would Jesus do that? Hallelujah. No, the thing is, whatever that we see, it creates a desire within us, and that is what we called as temptation. That is what we call as temptation. Have you noticed something that when you are watching a horror movie, okay, before the movie starts, you are a bold person. You're not afraid of anything. But then in the midst of the movie, suddenly there's a sound coming, you see some kind of a visual there. Immediately you hold the person next to you. So afraid. But it is just inside the TV. It's just a screen. But you react based on what you see. Now this is what you should understand. It's just a TV, It's a movie, a horror movie. But then you are so afraid as though the demons are standing beside you. How does it happen? How does it happen? Because of your eyes. Your reaction based on what you see. What do we say? Your reaction based on what you see. And suppose if you saw, if you're watching a romantic movie, the hero died, the heroine was alone, you begin to cry. Oh, sad ending. But truly, we know all of them are still alive, happily walking here and there, but we are crying over nothing. You got the point? We are crying over nothing. At that moment you are feeling for it, you are crying, oh, this should not be the end of the story, it should be a very wonderful and joyful thing, isn't it? See, we are deceived. Our spirit, our soul, our flesh are deceived on what we see. I'm giving you an example. I'm not encouraging you to go and watch horror movies all. Don't watch movies if you can. Hallelujah. But this is an example for you. We have a reaction within us based on what we see. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. None of us will desire things without seeing that. We desire things at the moment we see that. Or we should imagine. Hallelujah. This is how it happens. You see, it is not God's will for us to go after the things that we can see. More of all, our faith is such. People of this world, they see, they believe. But Christians, they believe and then they see. This is what you should understand. Hallelujah. Means we don't live by sight but by faith. Hallelujah. We don't live trusting what we see. We live trusting what we do not see. We see things to the spiritual eyes. The world see things to their physical eyes. Hallelujah. These are the two different things you should understand. Hallelujah. But we are often deceived on what we see. And this is where you should be very, very careful in your life. Not everything that you see is the truth. It is not the real always. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. See, in our daily routine, okay, the devil easily enters us, and one of its way is our eyes. It's our eyes. You see something evil or you see something which is wicked, you are opening the door for the demons to enter through your eyes. This you should really understand what I'm telling you. For example, if you see someone's photo, maybe it could be a handsome guy or a beautiful girl, and you feel like talking to them, getting their contact number, saying hi and flirt with them. You saw that? Because why? You see, you begin to react. Lust of the eyes. You watch porn videos and then you have the urge to masturbate. Why? You saw something wicked, there's an urge, the desires come. This is what we call as lust of flesh. Hallelujah. But you don't realize sometimes whatever that you are seeing, it has a spirit behind it. And it enters through your eyes. Hallelujah. And the more you watch that, you see that, these demons can occupy you completely. Hallelujah. And this is how the spiritual husband comes in. This is how the spiritual wife comes in. Hallelujah. Because at the moment you watch the porn videos, you begin to imagine as though you are the character of the porn video. Hallelujah. And the demon will come for the opposite gender and live within you. This is how the stronghold, the strong man lives within you. Hallelujah. Many take it very light. But I'm telling you, this is my 15th year of my deliverance ministry. Based on the experience I'm telling you, many cases such as this, I've seen that. Why? Because of pornography. The lust of eyes. A person before watching porn videos, they are normal. Completely normal. At the moment they watch that, they go into a different realm. You know, a different realm where they are very open to all the demons. They are open to all the demons. Therefore, be careful in this part. Be careful on this part. Hallelujah. And sometimes when you watch wrestlings, you know, fighting, action movies, immediately you can feel that you are having that kind of violent spirit within you. Have you noticed that? At your home, your children lifting up their leg. Yeah. Why? They saw certain wrestling. You don't realize the kind of the programs that you're playing in the TV are influencing your children through their eyes. They are becoming aggressive, violent because of what they see. Hallelujah. You don't tell me that I will never watch Tamil movies. All the movies, all the programs are illuminated by Lucifer. Hallelujah. It are being used. All the movies, all kind of programs are being used by the darkness. And the devil can easily come into you through your eyes. Tell your neighbor, through your beautiful eyes. Tell your neighbor, through your beautiful eyes. You can use lashes, you can use whatever it could be. But somehow the devil is entering. Hallelujah. Must be very, very careful on this. Hallelujah. God has called you to look upon Him alone, Jesus alone, and live your life just as Him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. These are the ways where the devil used to destroy the life of God's people. Hallelujah. You see, in the book of Colossians chapter 3, verse 1 to 2, Paul says that we must fix our mind, see the things above instead of the things of this earth. Hallelujah.